Hi, I'm Marsh from StrataGames, and today we have about an hour and a half until maintenance, so we're trying to play a quick league. We're doing Red Madness. This is pretty much your standard Red Madness. We have Gutter Snipes, Kessig Flame Breathers to contribute a whole bunch of extra damage as we cast some of our free spells, Highway Robbery if we plot it, Lava Dart, and Fire Blast. We're also, of course, discarding cards with Grab the Prize and the Highway Robbery and Faithless Looting in order to get more value. We're discarding Fiery Temper, those Lava Darts already mentioned, and Sneaky Snacker. We also, of course, are just playing some Lightning Bolts and some Valdaran Epicures. 18 Mountains, sideboard, clean, 4 Relics, 4 Searing Blaze, 4 Pyroblasts, and 3 End the Festivities. So let's jump into a league and see how we do. Round 1 here, we have a good amount of burn on the draw. We're missing any sort of card draw, but this just feels like if we can land a Gutter Snipe and it doesn't die, we pretty much just have lethal. This is like 22 damage in that case. We're against Grixis, so it could be tough to have the Gutter Snipe survive, but if we keep drawing lands, we can maybe just like unload all of these at the same time. Spellbomb makes it so I can't. I was thinking about playing like Lava Darts early here, and then I could play a Gutter Snipe. Now that's probably not going to be the case, although I am going to discard one to the Refurb. Sneaky Snacker. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to run out the Gutter Snipe for very little additional damage if it dies. Not yet, anyway. Reckoner's Bargain, the Cryogen Relic. Fiery Temper. So we definitely need Faithless Looting or something for these. We don't have any more guaranteed land drops. So I think I'm going to play the Gutter Snipe. They have a Reckoner's Bargain in response, sure. Okay, they've gained some life. If they do go to kill this, I'll probably Lava Dart Bolt. That's 8 damage. So, not the best, especially because they've already gained 6 life this game. Blood Fountain, Wellspring. Draw 2 would be really good. Fortunately, we're not seeing that. They're going to crack the Spellbomb now. I kind of like that. There's nothing of use in the graveyard at the moment. Alright, there's an Enforcer. That means we don't have a lot of time left, unfortunately. Discard the Snacker to the Refurb. Well, I think Faithless Looting would probably be our best draw, but I'd take a Grab the Prize. Another Fiery Temper is not quite cutting it. We have 11 damage in hand. They swing for 6. I think we just take it. I guess I could Lava Dart the Refurb. Oh, Toxin Analysis. That's going to gain 4, so I guess I might as well deal it 4 in response. I think I'm going to use a Fiery Temper, because if I get a Grab the Prize or something, this might just stick in hand. If I get a Faithless Looting, I'd obviously want to discard both of them, and they have another Reckoner's Bargain. Not a Fanatical. They've drawn every single Reckoner's Bargain. Perfect. And another Fountain. Fire Blast. 11 damage. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to work out. They just have way too much stuff going on. They've gained 13 life because they drew 3 Reckoner's Bargains. Pretty tough. We don't have any Artifact Hate. We do have Relics or Pyroblasts. I mean, they're going to bring in Red Blasts, or Blue Blasts, rather. I could bring in like a couple of each. I don't even know if that's worth it. It almost feels like I should just keep doing my main thing because these don't interrupt the life gain that they have. Yeah, I'm just going to resubmit. All right, on the play. The sand looks pretty solid. No 1-drop, but Grab the Prize Snacker. And, you know, if we draw a couple more, potentially too much card draw, but better than not enough like we had last time. No Spellbomb on turn 1 is nice because we get to just get the Snacker down right away. Another Snacker is pretty good too. Swing for 2. Grab the Prize, another Snacker. Hope to hit a land here, and we do. We found all 3 Gutter Snipes and Flame Breather. Might not even need them depending on how much damage these Snackers can do. They have a Breath Weapon, okay. So I think then I want to Flame Breather and Faithless Looting to bring them back, rather than putting down a Gutter Snipe, which could just die to a Galvanic Blast. And they concede right there, bringing the Snackers back. That was a real good start. This one looks good enough. Ooh, Snacker turn 1's actually not bad. That kind of makes me want to just Faithless to put it in the yard. And I guess we'll get greedy and ban a Mountain. They have the Spellbomb, another Temper, so I think I plot this Robbery. Because I want to try to make sure I hit a land next turn, but I don't want to discard now because obviously I can't cast a Fiery Temper, so I plot it for next turn. Also, if I do just draw the land, then I could still like Flame Breather and then cast it, Fiery Temper. If I had just cast it there, I would have forced the Spellbomb when they couldn't draw cards, so maybe that would have been better. We draw the Mountain. So yeah, I think we're going to Flame Breather, cast the Robbery, discard a Temper, try to bring back the Snacker. Obviously, they're going to Spellbomb, cast the Temper for 4 damage, pass the turn. Alright, they have a Refurb, a little annoying. I guess I'll get rid of the Mountain. I would like to have Gutter Snipe Lightning Bolts, but yeah, they kill the Flame Breather, so it's not as good anyway. Plus, I could just like Epicure, discard a Fiery Temper next turn if I don't draw a land. Flame Breather. I guess I'd prefer, before casting the Fiery Temper, to have more of these pingers down. So I could just put the Gutter Snipe out there. They lift up blue. That makes it feel like they have a blue Elemental Blast. So I think I'll play the Flame Breather. Yup, play an Epicure. Thoughtcast. Refurb. I guess I'll get rid of the bolts. Fiery Temper with the blood token kind of like put this up a card, so that's why I want to keep that around. Take 6 here. Snacker. Well, I think now's the time to just Gutter Snipe. They have a Blood Fountain. Discard their other Black Mage's Rod. Yeah, trying to find removal for the Gutter Snipe, I assume. Swing with everybody. If I block here, I take 8. That means a Galvanic kills me. I attack back for 2, 5. If I attack back for 3, 5, that's 8, 6. So if I draw a Fire Blast, I'm good. I almost think I just take it, and if they have the Galvanic Blast, I'm fine. I die. But I think it keeps my outs open. If they didn't have Galvanic Blast, maybe they wouldn't have made this attack. Well, they drew the Reckoner's Bargain, so that's pretty annoying. Highway Robbery. I mean, I guess we're just dead to these unless we can find a way to kill both of them, so that seems unlikely. I guess a Lava Dart would do it. Highway Robbery, discard. Temper, I'd have to find a Lava Dart and a land. I guess I'll just discard the Snacker. Grab the prize, Epicure. So attack for 3, Epicure, and we die. Looks like we probably wouldn't have gotten there either way, but the bargain was definitely the nail in the coffin there. You can now pick up my comprehensive guide to Esper Cryo Affinity, including 38 sideboard matchups, and I just put out a big update for my Black Sack guide, including a slightly different deck list. I began offering coaching sessions if you're interested in taking your Pauper game to the next level, and I'm accepting deck donations, so if you desperately want me to play a deck that I usually wouldn't play, something like Elves, then you can make me do that for a small fee. I've started posting a League video every single day, not to mention streaming at least a couple times a week on Twitch, but I'm not going to be able to keep that up forever unless I can get a little bit more help from the community. Any of the ways I've just mentioned are great ways to help me out, or you can even subscribe and support me on a monthly basis. All right, well, I did not dodge the downtime. It happened a lot more quickly than I was anticipating, but here we are in round 2. This hand is probably not amazing, but we have a lot of card draw to find some other stuff. Sending off a Faithless Looting that you don't know is going to hit a Snacker, Lava Dart, or a Fiery Temper. Not usually the best thing ever, but I don't know. Decent mana, card draw and stuff kind of makes me want to play it. And we top deck a Snacker. Now, Faithless Looting, discard a Snacker is technically still card disadvantage. For that reason, I think I would cast the Faithless Looting anyway, but we're also clearly against Grixis, Esper, or Jund, something like that, any of which could play a Nihil Spellbomb in this main deck. So I'd rather not Faithless Looting here and showcase that they definitely want to Spellbomb away our Snacker. Instead, grab the prize here. Drawing another Faithless Looting, more than we need for sure, but honestly we might play one, discarding 1 or 2 of the other ones, and we might be just fine. So, more Grixis, Black Mage's Rod, and a Mere Enforcer for 1 mana. Swing for 2, and could just play an Epicure and maybe plot a Robbery. I think that might be our best bet this turn. It doesn't do too much this turn, but it sets up very nicely for the next turn. If we top deck a Gutter Snipe or something, we can cast the Robbery, get in some extra damage, and kind of think I'm going to take this hit, but then probably play an Epicure and chump next turn. I figure this way I can have an extra attacker dealing them a little bit of damage, which could be good. Do get a Mountain, so I think I'm going to send off a Faithless here. Well, I might as well attack first. I guess I'd probably just start with the Robbery, actually. So I think we'll do that, discarding a Faithless Looting. Okay, Flame Breather, Mountain. So I'm going to play an Epicure, I think. Flame Breather, I could hold a Bolt. I could save the Flame Breather for next turn when I go like Faithless Looting right after. But I think I'd rather use the mana. Of course, it could get Galvanic Blasted. I think that's okay, though. They're going to go for it. So I bolt. I put them to 8. They only have 2 cards. If they have a Reckoner's Bargain, it's kind of annoying. But if not, I think putting them low is pretty decent. Better than, like, picking off the hero token or something, I think. They have a Fanatical Offering, but no Bargain is nice. At least not yet. Another Enforcer, and a Wellspring. So yeah, we're going to chump here. We're getting kind of low, and low enough that like Galvanic Blast plus Hero Token could be kind of annoying. Toxin gains them 4, that's pretty annoying. Not to mention my Epicure probably can't get through very well. Anyway, I mean if I had 2 and I attacked, 1 gets eaten, maybe the other gets through, but I think that's fine. We need to find some Gutter Snipes. There we go. So probably just swing with this Snacker, play Gutter Snipe, play a Faithless Looting. I'm going to play a land first in case I get a Fiery Temper. Of course, this means I have 1 fewer card to discard, but I still think that's okay. They have the Galvanic Blast, okay. Pretty annoying. Pretty sure they're only allowed to play 4 in the deck, but it seems like they always have 2 or 3 in their top 15 cards. So now I probably just keep the Robbery as some actual card advantage. Pass the turn. We block, take 6, so I guess we die to a third Galvanic Blast here. Well, not if they don't attack with the hero token, so probably can rule that out. Crack a clue token. Pass. We need 5 damage here. Potentially more, obviously, if they have a bargain or something, but I can't know about that. I don't think there's any good from holding back. We could block. We take 6, we go to 1. They cast anything at all, we die, so I might as well attack first. Since we're probably dead anyway, maybe it doesn't matter if we attack first because Sneaky Stacker coming back from the graveyard doesn't really affect things, but still, let's see where we're at. We're going to sack a mountain here. Lava Dart deals 2. So if I can find a bolt and they have nothing, that would be lethal. Yeah, it's got to be a lightning bolt or a fire blast here, I think. And we just draw a whole bunch of mountains. I could ping this. I'm taking 8. Doesn't matter. All right, that's a little annoying. Still no artifact hate. Grixis has been popping up a little bit more recently, so possibly something that should be added to the sideboard now. I think I am going to cut just maybe a couple cards for a couple Pyroblasts, just seeing if it'll help through their Blue Blasts or even a Thoughtcast. All right, we need to hit some lands off this Faithless, but we have at least 2 cards that we're happy to be discarding here right off the bat. And we do hit those lands. Ideally, they don't just spellbomb us. Tap land's good. Pyroblast. So we do have to highway robbery and discard something here to get the snacker back. It's certainly worth it, but don't have anything I want to discard. I guess I'm going to do the mountain. Our hand currently doesn't need more than 2 mana. Obviously, we do for Gutter Snipe, but also the chances that we draw another mountain are decently high, although we drew Fire Blast, so obviously a reason to have more mountains. They play a Blowgun and pass. They kept a 1-lander with nothing else. I don't understand why they would do that, but we'll swing for 2, and I could Faithless Looting here. It gets the snacker in the bin. Yeah, I think that's worth it. It's possible if they find an untapped land, play that, they might Thoughtcast. Holding up Pyro would be nice, but I don't think that's what I care about at the moment. Fiery Temper, this is our only way to discard currently. Double Fire Blast, we can't use at the moment, but it feels like it's going to be really good if we can. I think I'm going to get rid of the Temper, even though I can't Madness it. They do find a bridge and a refurb. Okay, that, let's see. I can play a Flame Breather, Bolt, Fire Blast, Lava Dart. That's 5, 9, 11 damage. If I get another mountain, I could do a double Fire Blast. That would be adding 3 to that, so that would be 14. I think we're getting rid of the Fire Blast. Since we already have the Lava Dart, we really need 5 mountains to be able to use it all effectively. And yeah, now I could Lava Dart this, but I kind of want to hold up Pyro and Lightning Bolt, but I don't actually have a way to get the snacker back, so I think I'm going to be a little risky, and I'm going to like sack this Lava Dart, or the land rather, right away here. So we get to hold up interaction though. They go for a Thoughtcast, so I could Pyro this, but then if they have a Blue Blast, they could kill the Flame Breather. I think I'd rather just protect the Flame Breather actually at this point. Obviously that might be silly because Pyroblast only has so many uses, but if they're not doing anything else here, yeah, they gotta do something, right? A Black Mage's Rod, that's totally fine. I could dart this, but it can only block for 1 damage anyway, so I think I might as well, well, I still might as well dart something, because I could bolt, but that's just as much mana. It shows my hand a little more. Yeah, we'll just dart this, it's fine. This way it takes away the choice of them blocking, and this is just enough damage here with Bolt, Fire Blast. Alright, not really sure why they kept a 1-lander, but it's okay. Generally, if your opponent keeps a 1-lander, there's a very good reason. Like, yes, they have a rocky start, but then as soon as they get their lands, they're able to, like, flood the board with things, but, like, they just did not have anything there. All right, double Flame Breather. Lava Dart's pretty good. We have a Faithless Looting to try to, obviously, pitch some stuff, but maybe if we get a little flooded, it can help. Seems okay to me. They do have the Spellbomb this time, and a Refurb. I'll discard a Mountain. Could just dart this. I think that's fine. Keep their affinity count low. If they're going to Spellbomb, they're not going to do it on just a single dart, at least not yet. Plus I want to play a Flame Breather here. Thoughtcast. No Galvanic, it looks like. So that's nice. Ooh, Fiery Temper. Swing for 1. So I'm going to play another one. They couldn't kill the first one, so that seems good. And then next turn I can Faithless Fiery Temper for 7 damage, ideally. Okay, I guess I'll just discard the Fiery Temper here. I mean, as good as it is that I get to Madness this, they do still take a card away because of the refurb, but they do have the Gulf. Interesting that they didn't use it before. I think I'm going to Lava Dart then. We only have 2 cards, or 3 lands rather, but yeah, I think it's worth it. Pick off the refurb. They either just drew this Galvanic Blast or they wanted to sandbag it for a Gutter Snipe, which I guess is also possible. But we'll cast the Temper for 4 instead of 5 damage now. They miss a land drop, that's nice. Another Faithless. So I could Faithless here. Chances are they're going to crack the Spellbomb since they missed a land, though. So I could wait. But what am I doing if I'm waiting? I feel like I might want, like, if I get a couple lands here, maybe I'll keep one. I mean, if I discard a couple Snackers, it's not great. But yeah, Pyro, grab the prize. I think I keep the grab the prize. I could keep the Pyro to protect. Fire Blast is already 5 damage. I think I'm going to keep the grab the prize. We'll see if that's a mistake. But yeah, especially with 2 Faithless Lootings, I feel like they're definitely going to crack the Spellbomb now. They play a Wellspring and a Thoughtcast. So obviously Pyro could have done something there. We get a Mountain. Let's just swing. And they have a Blue Blast up. Potentially. Feels like they probably would have used it on the Flame Breather, but maybe not. I think I'm just got to grab the prize this Mountain, though. Like, if it does counter it, no, they destroy the Flame Breather in response. Okay, they could already have done that, and we got in 1 damage for it, so it's not terrible. Play the Mountain, so if they have another Refurb, I can Fiery Temper them. We have 7 damage in hand. There's a black... There's a Black Mage's Rod, okay, and a Lava Dart. I mean, this is technically 9 damage. Not technically, this is. So I think we just pass. I don't have the mana for it is the problem. Like, if they tap out here for a bargain, we're 1 mana short because I can't fire. I have to hardcast the Fiery Temper. So I'm not going to have the damage anyway, so I think I might as well kill this hero token. The damage can add up quick. I already have to find some more damage, so I think it might make sense. Definitely annoying, though. Another Black Mage's Rod and a Spell Bomb. Another Fire Blast. Well, I guess that means I have lethal. If I find another Mountain, we're going to pass. Thoughtcast. Swing for 2. They're going to pass. I'm going to Fiery Temper them. They could have Reckoner's Bargain. They could have a Blue Blast here. They do Hydro Blast. Feels like that if they only had 1 Hydro Blast, they might want to save it. I feel like if they use it there, they probably have a couple. Gutter Snipe means this is 6 damage. Lava Dart is 9 total. Although obviously they could Spellbomb in response. I think I pass. If I just Gutter Snipe and it dies, and I'm forced to Fire Blast in response, we're not in a very good spot. If I draw a Mountain here, I can at the very least play Gutter Snipe, double Fire Blast, and if they have nothing, we can at least win. But if they have a Blue Blast or Life Gain, that's obviously not going to work. Wellspring, and equip the other Black Mage's Rod. Alright, Lava Dart. This is 7 damage. I feel like the chances are we die. They only have to cast 2 spells. I guess I could dart this. Yeah, I kind of feel like I think if I cast Gutter Snipe and it just dies, then I'm going to have to Lava Dart this. They're at 11. I have 2 mountains. I don't think I ever win that. So I think we got to pass and try to Lava Dart the hero here. Because again, I think the chances they can deal us or cast 2 spells are extremely high. I mean, they could just re-equip this. They have to cast just 3 spells, but that means they have to spend 3 mana and still have to cast those 3 spells. I could obviously Fire Blast the Mirror Enforcer. I don't foresee that being a winning proposition either, unless they Toxin Analysis here. Well, that's going to gain enough life that probably would lose us the game anyway. So sure, here's a Fire Blast. And they have the Reckoner's Bargain. I think we're just going to concede. I could try to play this out, but they're at 18 life and I have 1 land on board. I can't see a way we really win that. Oof, this hand needs lands and a way to discard. Generally, if you need 2 things, I think you got to ship it. Well, this one's got a lot of pingers. I think I'm just going to try to overwhelm them with pingers so they can't kill them all. Well, we get back our Epic here. Looks like we're against White Weenie. So honestly, the pinger plan could be really good. They can gain a lot of life, go wide, but they shouldn't have that much removal. Also, they have a 1-lander, it looks like. So that helps a little bit. We'll just start casting Flame Breathers, Cycle and Eagles, and play another Inspector. Fire Blast. Yeah, I mean, ideally we draw a Mountain and then I just get to Bolt and Fiery Temper for like 7 damage apiece. Maybe they Thraben Charm one of these down. Okay. Ideally, that means they can't kill the Gutter Snipe, though. Snacker's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to look for a land, and I guess I'm going to bin the Snacker. I could just do the Fiery Temper, but there's nothing to kill. I'd rather save it for when we have the Gutter Snipe. If I get a Faithless Looting, this works well. Discarding the Snacker first. We don't, but we do hit the Mountain, so I think we'll just pass. They crack a Clue. That's a good sign. And a Mountain lets us even hold up Bolt. So right now I have Bolt for 6, Fire Blast for 7, so 13 damage. Next turn, Fiery Temper for an extra 6, unless they have the Thraben Charm here. They do. That's annoying. There's no way I could kill 3 of their creatures, so well, we're just going to deal them a bunch. Did look like they thought about doing a Thraben Charm last turn and decided against it, so I guess that's fair. Because we have 4 mountains, I think we're even going to Fire Blast now, not waste that damage, so they're at 8. Of course, this means I can't hardcast Fiery Temper, but ideally we get like another Flame Breather. Ideally, we get like a Faithless Looting or something. There's an Informant. Could be pretty good if that bins a Prismatic Strands. Could definitely turn the corner here. It's a Battle Screech. I mean, that gains a couple life as well. Off the Veteran. Lava Dart would be a good draw too. There's the Grab the Prize, but I can't cast the Temper, so I'm wasting 5 damage. But I can't really afford to wait. This brings back the Snacker. This is just the cost of using the Fire Blast earlier. We got an extra 2 damage. Now we're missing out on 5, I guess, so not a great trade. We do get a Mountain and a Lava Dart. So Lava Dart deals 6. Put him to 1. Well, 1 is not dead. I could also shoot the Informant for 2. They still take 4 and attack with everybody. Then they have to block at least 1. It's not terrible. I kind of want to save it for the Veteran, where they can gain more life, though. I think we'll do that. Like, in response to just about any creature, I'll probably Lava Dart the Veteran just to make it so they don't gain any more life. Skyfisher, they can pick up an Inspector, which they do. They swing for 5, and a Lava Dart should just finish them off. So cast that and flash back. Alright, well, they kept the 1-lander, which made things interesting, and the Festivities is good, and honestly, Relic would be 2. Of course, Relic, I'm noticing in the sideboard, does hit our own graveyard. We have to be a little conscious of that. But it gets Prismatic Strands, Battle Screech, Lunarch Veteran. I think Epic here just gets blocked, so it's kind of a waste. Honestly, Snacker gets blocked pretty easily too. I could cut those as well. Plus, they might target their graveyard hate on us. With Thraben Charms, they might... If we bring in Relics, that might be a reason to not have them. Oh, I guess Searing Blaze is good against them too. Okay, maybe I don't bring in the Relics then. I can't afford to bring all this stuff in. And Searing Blaze on the Festivities does seem better than the Relic. Oh yeah, let's try that. Alright, we have Burn Heavy Hand, which is worse against White Weenie. We do have an End the Festivities. If we get a land, we can grab the prize Fiery Temper. I think it's good enough. There's a Veteran. We'll probably try to get a couple Veterans or something with the End the Festivities. Of course, if they just follow this up with Thraben Inspectors and Prismatic and Rafine's Informants and stuff, it might be kind of tough, but maybe it's just worth end the festivitying. Maybe it's worth just ending the festivities on just the Veterans, seeing as it's going to gain so much life. I could see that being the case, actually. They swing for 1, then Skyfisher. I could bolt the Skyfisher. I could also just bolt the Veteran, then they have to pick up a land. Sets them back a little bit. But since I have the end of the festivities for the Veteran, I think it's probably better to just bolt the Skyfisher here. Of course, we want to save burn for their face, but we also can't just let them have every creature on the field, because they would definitely outrace us there. Replay the Veteran, hand a Skyfisher. Yep. So I could grab the prize with the Fiery Temper. I think I'm just going to Gutter Snipe. Again, they don't have that many removal spells. If they have the Thraben Charm, they're just going to kill it. Unfortunate, but if they don't, then we get a lot more damage this way. Journey to Nowhere, sure, does the same thing. They swing for 2. Fire Blast. Alright, well, I'm going to grab the prize with the Temper. I think we just go with the Skyfisher. Searing Blaze, I mean, I guess that's a reason to not. And the Festivities could be good. Now is the time that they could Battle Screech, and then the Festivities is particularly good against that, though. I think we pass. We still have a fair amount of burn in hand. There's the Battle Screech. Alright, so they're going to gain some life off of this, but then if I just end the Festivities, it's real clean. And they don't have a Hollow or Prismatic Strands or anything up. I guess they could have a Remosian Rally. Can't do much about that, though. I could Gutter Snipe and then end the Festivities, or I could Highway Robbery Plot, but that's about the same. I guess they're going to have no creatures. They'd have to play a creature and have a Thraben Charm, or just have another Journey to Nowhere. I think we go for the Gutter Snipe. This looks pretty good. Wipe their whole board. They have another Battle Screech, okay. No flashback, now Gutter Snipe's live. That's pretty nice. Grab the prize is good. Fiery Temper. Now we're just dealing a ton of damage, so we're just gonna go to the face. Down to 12. Didn't hit a land for the Searing Blaze. Fire Blast plus Faithless is 8 damage though, so I think we just Faithless. If I find another Fire Blast, it's lethal. A Bolt plus a Mountain is lethal, so discard these. Bolt and Fire Blast. Yeah, just an outrageous amount of damage you can deal with the Gutter Snipe, even through an opponent who's gained a fair amount of life. Well, this hand's a little flooded, but we have a lot of ways to make the hand better. Grab the Prize is a pretty busted card, so hopefully this will be okay. I'm just realizing that our status overlay is totally wrong. We're not 0-1, we're 1-2, so not sure what that's about. Looks like maybe Coggates, although I know Burven X often does some janky things. I think I'm just going to start with the Faithless Looting here, seeing as we drew another Mountain. We just have so many I'd like to get through them. Drew another one there, so that's already 6. Holding up Counterspell or something. I don't think I'm going to grab the prize when they have mana up, and I'm not even dealing damage with it. We're just going to keep hitting land drops for a very long time, I think. They're going to pass. I will continue to pass. They're going to Heap Gate. There's a medic. Bajuka Bog. Okay. Does not necessarily mean they're playing black. It could just be for the value there. They still have counterspell mana up. However, what are you gonna do? Grab the prize of Lava Dart. They do counterspell. Now I'll grab the prize of Faithless. Hope there's no Spell Pierce. We get a Bolt. Another grab the prize. I guess we pass. I mean, I could Bolt the medic. If they go Basilisk Gate, pump, and then have a counterspell for the Bolt in response, then it's kind of bad. If they just gain 1 a turn, it's not the end of the world. Play a Hawk. Brainstorm with the Hawks. Chancery to bounce the Bajuka Bog. Pass. We get an Epicure. No pingers is unfortunate. Gonna Blood Token away. We get a Fiery Temper. They could have another counterspell, but I think we cast the Temper anyway. Hit them for 3, and they have the Prismatic Strands. Sure. Alright, I'll pass. I will say I'm not the most well-versed Mono Red Madness pilot, and certainly Coggates with Prismatic Strands, counterspells, and all this stuff seems like it's going to be a really tough one. So I'm not going to be surprised if I die here. They bog. We have a Lava Dart. I'd have to sack land. I think it's probably worth it to take out like a Hawk. I don't expect a Prismatic Strands in response. Play the Hawk. And Court Hussar. 1/3 with Vigilance. If you cast it with white, you don't sack it. When it enters, look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Interesting. It's a white and blue with Vigilance, Seagate Oracle, but you look at 3 instead of 2. That's kind of cool. I've seen this card before, but never in Pauper actually being played. Swing. It did tap out, but obviously have the Prismatic Strands, so they're not too worried. Epicure here. Pitch a Mountain. I think... I mean, Robbery's a pretty decent one. Kind of feeling like this one's already over. We kept a very slow hand, and then we happened to play against someone who could take advantage of that pretty well with life gain and things like that. There's a Modern Age, been a Sacred Cat, an Embalmment. Here's another Hawk. Swing with the team. Another Snacker. Sure, we'll cast a Looting. I guess if somehow this Gutter Snipe resolves, maybe we have a shot. If it resolves and doesn't get killed, yeah, they create a treasure token, because they probably just have a Journey to Nowhere for it. Yeah, there it is. Alright, we're just going to go to the next game. Well, they're a deck with a bunch of creatures, so Searing Blaze could be decent. And the Festivities, they have a lot of 1/1s. Relic hits their graveyard, and Pyroblast. Everything kind of seems relevant. I don't think I'm siding in 15 cards, though. Snackers get blocked easily, as do the Epicures. I think this might be one where we cut these guys for just some more burn. Maybe Pyroblasts to keep our pingers around. Cut a couple Lootings, bring in some Relics. I don't know. Well, we have the Relics, which can help. This is another slow hand, though, and that did not work well for us last time. I guess we have a Pyroblast to fight off a counterspell? Sure. Just play a Relic. Another Pyroblast. I kind of think those are going to be good. So, grab the prize. Discarding a Looting. I think I'll just discard the second Relic. I mean, could be good, but I kind of wanted to keep looting for if we find Snackers. No, we got rid of the Snackers for if we find like Fiery Tempers and stuff like that. Pass. Mountain. Faithless Looting. Fiery Temper and a Mountain. Cast that. And pass. They have a Modern Age. I think we're going to counter. They have a Dispel. Very well. Loot away another gate. We have a couple bolts. Pyroblast. I could just use that on the Modern Age. Feels like we probably want to save it for counterspells. Sacred Cat and they embalm right away. Bajuka Bog, our graveyard. That's annoying. There's a Gutter Snipe. I suppose we'll cast it. If they have a Blue Blast, then I can Pyro. If they have a Thraben Charm, I can Lightning Bolt the cat. And if they just have a Journey, then I guess I'm just going to kill the cat because otherwise it'll gain some life. This deals a little bit of extra damage. Brainstorm. We get a Mountain. I don't know how you play this matchup. It feels like there's not a great way to do it. Second Basilisk Gate. I guess they're just going to try to pump this. We're going to Bolt, because otherwise they could just kill us in like 2 turns here. But Cat's going to be pretty bad too. Another Relic. Why not? I'll pop this one. Well, and the Festivities isn't bad. We get to kill the cat, potentially, and play a Relic. Exile the cat. That was good. They have nothing. We get a Lava Dart. Keeping this mountain for like a discard spell. They get a Heap Gate. That's pretty good for them. Lightning Bolts. I think I'm going to play the mountain now. If we get like a Gutter Snipe or something, I'm going to want to just throw these. I have enough mana to cast everything. Modern Age. I'm going to Pyroblast. They have a counterspell. Discard an island. We get a Flame Breather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Kind of feels like we wait longer. I mean, if I just get another Bolt, that could be lethal with the Flame Breather, assuming they don't have Prismatic Strands or anything else, but don't really see a reason to cast it now. It's not going to be getting in for any damage anyway, because of blockers and things. So I could crack the Relic here. Currently it doesn't seem useful, but obviously if they have a Prismatic Strands it will be. But if they don't and I get like a bolt, then I could present lethal. But if they do, I'm going to want it. So I think we just take it. And now I'm going to have to bolt down the medic. So I might as well have the Flame Breather out to gain a little bit extra damage. They have the Journey to Nowhere, so I could either get in 1 extra damage at them, or I could make them pump first, but I don't think their mana is super relevant, so I think I'd rather get the damage. I have to kill this, because if I don't, they gate it up and they just gain a million life, but if they have a Prismatic Strands in response, probably not going to be able to stop that. Now I have to crack the relic to find a bolt to kill this in response, otherwise, which means we don't even get the Prismatic Strands. Otherwise, this just gains them like 8 life, and there's no way we're going to win there either. So really awkward timing for this, but I think it's Lightning Bolt, or I guess even Fire Blast, or we just lose. All right, we grab the prize. They're going to pump this up. Gain 8. We're not going to be able to come back from that, unfortunately. All right, trying to get a 2-3 to be somewhat respectable here. We're on the draw. We have a Faithless Looting. You know, this might be the type of hand you just shouldn't keep. I can see that. Obviously, if we don't get mountains, we're going to be in trouble. Or if we get Spell Pierced or something, that could be bad too. Luckily, we draw the mountain, so I don't even need the Faithless Looting here. They cycle a Lorien. So I assume this is going to be Terror then, as High Tide is no longer in the picture, and Fairies doesn't usually play Lorien revealed. I think we just plot a Highway Robbery. No need to cast anything into a counterspell here. They Brainstorm and Thought Scour. Island Deep Analysis, so that's 4 spells. Delver, another Robbery. So I could Gutter Snipe and Highway Robbery. Gutter Snipe probably just gets countered. Maybe I just Flame Breather then, because if it gets countered, I don't mind as much. And I could Faithless Looting. That doesn't seem super productive. Maybe I should have just plotted another Highway Robbery. I guess that wouldn't have been terrible. Spell Pierce, that's annoying. So now they play a Terror with a Spell Pierce up. Sure. We get a Mountain, so I can Gutter Snipe and Faithless Looting. I mean, Gutter Snipe's got to be the right play, seeing as they can't counterspell it now. They'd have to have like a Demon Fury to get rid of it. Then I Faithless, they Spell Pierce that, and then I could Robbery from Exile. We still get our 2 damage in, so I'm pretty fine with that as a 1-for-1 trade. That also deals 2 damage. Now we'll cast the Robbery. I think I'm just going to sack a land. Alright, we take 8. If they don't play another creature, they don't have lethal next turn, which means we really don't have to be worried at all. There's a Delver, okay. Obviously that can change things then. And they have Counterspell mana. Fire Blast is 6. Bolt is 11. So I think I grab the prize here, discarding a Robbery. If this gets countered, then at least I can Bolt an Aberration, make sure I don't die. They Brainstorm, seeing if they can find a Spell Pierce. They do find the Spell Pierce. So then I'm going to Bolt an Aberration so that even through a Sleep of the Dead or whatever, I don't die. And then I'm going to pass. Oh, I should have attacked. That's annoying. I'm not going to be blocking here no matter what. I mean, I guess if they don't flip their Delver, then I block the 1 damage by just making it so they can't attack, but that's not worth it. They get a Ponder. We'll go to 1, cast it. They decide to shuffle. Another Serpent and a Terror. Okay, I mean, we're dead next turn no matter what. Fire Blast is 6. If we play a Flame Breather, then we just have nothing. So we're definitely dead that way. So let's just grab the prize as Snacker. This is 4 damage. Fire Blast. So if I had attacked for 2, this is already lethal. Now I have to hit something, but I could definitely hit a Bolt, a Lava Dart, anything like that. But if we don't, which I did not, now I can Flame Breather, and this is 1 damage short. Well, that's brutal. I could block, Bolt, Fire Blast, and I still die. Yep, I didn't attack, and that cost me the game. Pretty annoying, but that was all my fault, so makes sense. Here we obviously get relics and Blue Blasts, or Pyroblasts rather. Cut some Epicures. Lava Darts don't kill much. Snackers are good to block Delvers. As you can tell, I don't really know the best cards to take out for sideboarding. Not the Robberies, because those can be plotted, which is nice. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple Epicures and then like a couple Tempers, since we'll have fewer ways to discard. Gutter Snipe, grab the prize. We have no interaction. Turn 2, I can grab the prize of Fire Blast. If they just Spell Pierce, it's not great. I just don't know what I'm like mulliganing this hand for. It doesn't seem unreasonable to keep to me, but maybe it just doesn't, because it doesn't have interaction, it's not good. I don't know. I do feel like if we grab the prize and get Spell Pierce, it's really bad. So I guess we just don't. But when are they, not going to have Spell Pierce or Counterspell mana up? There's a Pyro. So I guess I could grab the prize now, and then if they counter, I can Pyro. If they Spell Pierce, though, and have another Spell Pierce or Hydro, it's kind of bad. I also think I probably want to protect the Gutter Snipe more. There's a Delver. I'm just going to Gutter Snipe here. Hydro Blast. Well, I'm going to Pyro Blast, but we'll see if they have the second one. Dispel, yep. They have a 2-mana Terror and can hold up Counterspell here, so definitely a tough spot. I think I'm just going to grab the prize of Fire Blast and hope for the best. We get a Relic, a little late. What else am I doing, though? Nothing. I guess we'll cast that and cash it in. We'll wait until their draw step, which is the last possible moment you can crack this without them being able to cast something off of it. I mean, we're pretty dead to just what's on board, so I don't really know what else I'm hoping for. But I guess if I top deck a Pyroblast to kill this, and then maybe a Snacker, we could be okay. Mountain. Let's grab the prize on the Faithful Saluting. They consider. We do get a Pyroblast, so I could blast the Terror. Uses up all our mana, but it gives us 2 extra turns, whereas if I just blast the Aberration, it doesn't even give us any extra turns. I guess we already have one more turn, so blasting the Terror gives us only 1 more turn. Yeah, I think that's our best bet, though. We will do it in their upkeep. This you don't want to do in their draw step, because they'll just have 1 extra spell that they've drawn. Here, though, I think I'll do this now. This just means that they have only 2 cards that can be counter spells instead of 3, even though it's still on my end step, which means they won't be tapping out on their turn if they have it. But yeah, it worked, which is great. And honestly, even if they tapped out a little bit on their own turn, it's not going to make that big of a difference. So they do have 4 spells in the graveyard now, so if they have another Serpent, they could still just play it for 3, which will also still kill us pretty quickly here. I guess I could Fire Blast this Aberration. I really don't think that's where I'm at yet. Maybe next turn. Yeah, there's a Terror. Snacker, way too late. Cast a Robbery, discard, Snacker. I guess I need another Pyroblast, or I guess Gutter Snipe blocks, technically. Cast a Gutter Snipe, they have the Blast. Okay, so I have a Relic, and I have to Fire Blast their Aberration in their upkeep. It's the only possible way I can survive this turn. Like, we're very likely dead, but theoretically, if I kill this, next turn I can chump block here, maybe I top deck a Pyroblast, and then if they top deck all spells and no creatures, you know, we have an extra draw from the Relic, we could be okay. We have a Faithful Saluting in the graveyard. It's a long shot, but we definitely have outs. Casting a Lorien, swing for 5. Flame Breather, that could be the start of everything. Well, I could play the Flame Breather, Mountain, Faithful Saluting. I think the chances that we hit anything relevant are really low, and we're discarding all the stuff, so I think I'd rather just, well, they have the Blue Blast for this. And also, if I crack the Relic, then I lose the Faithful Saluting, which is really annoying. I might need that. I'm just going to pass. They do have another Serpent. That was the risk of not cracking the Relic. Jump block, Ponder. They don't shuffle. We get a Mountain. Cast a Looting. They have the counter spell, and that's going to be the match. Well, we didn't get a great record, obviously 1-4. I don't play this deck a lot, so I certainly don't have the most practice with it. But that said, the last time I played this deck on the channel, I did get a trophy with it, so maybe it was just a rough day. In any case, you know, this is a good deck if you want to play it. Generally, I prefer to play the Red Rally mono red deck because it's a little bit more creature-based and aggressive as opposed to all spells and burn, which is not quite as much my style. But if you like burning, obviously this is a good deck for you. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my supporters, including my $10 supporters, Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Jason Golombuski, Halkaz, Cody Cowell, Ill Intent, and Emmanuel Mayer. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.